Hey guys, welcome to Future Bootcamp Week 1. Let's start with our overview of the course. Let's take a look at this. We're going to start today with Week 1, which is why this story. So we're really going to be looking at settling on the different ideas if you were trying to decide between multiple. And you're going to be filling out your sketchbook and finalizing that logline by the end of today. You're essentially just trying to decide what am I going to commit to for 8 weeks and how am I going to express this in the simplest possible way, which is the one-sentence logline. And that one-sentence logline will then act as a sort of way to guide you through the rest of the story, because you're going to be able to tell, have I drifted too far from the original intention? Have I drifted off course? And it can help you just stay on track as you move through these 8 weeks. So today is all about figuring out what is the premise, what is the logline, and you're going to start filling out that sketchbook to start adding down, it's like putting sand into the sandbox that you're then later going to be able to start to build into a sand castle of whatever size. So we're figuring out what is your idea and what is the movie that you'll be working on for these next 8 weeks today. Next time we'll be doing outlining. So we'll look at structure and broad strokes of what the entire movie should kind of look like on a structural level, which will be looking at these different sections or sequences of the script, things like premise scenes or escalation or just different areas of 3-act structure, and we're going to be trying to figure out how your story is going to fit into that. Week 3, you're going to be working on scene cards. You're going to expand that list of story beats into a full paragraph for every single scene in the entire script. Week 4 through 8, where you're going to be writing the script. So what we say, you go to pages. So you go to pages when you move from this pre-writing phase into the actual staging scenes, writing dialogue, blocking, everything like that. So you don't need to download screenwriting software until halfway through the course. The first half is all about figuring out, to the best of your ability, what's going to happen on every page. And then the second half of the class, or the 8-week course, is you writing the script, and you're going to be writing about 20 pages a week, 20 to 25 pages a week, in order to keep up with the deadlines and to try to finish that first draft by March 5th. Do we have any questions on the upcoming schedule before we proceed?
One thing is you have your dates down, but it looks like for in the past.
Oh, you're right. Sorry about that. This looks like maybe last boot camp's dates on there. What is today? Today's February 24th, not January 8th. Yeah, so let's ignore these dates. Thank you for pointing that out. But what is it? 8 weeks from now is... My calendar's not coming up. 8 weeks from now would be the 21st of April. Okay, so that's the end date. 21st of April for this camp.
Just hit the refresh.
Hit refresh? Okay. There we go. Oh, it's like magic. Thank you, Nacho. So there's the new dates. So today's the 24th, and we are finishing by April 21st. Thanks for noticing that. Any other questions about the schedule? All right, let's get right into it. So if you need to enroll still, like you plan to take more than just this class, you can either buy the class on its own, scriptcamp.net/classes, or you can sign up, like I mentioned, for unlimited membership. Start your trial at scriptcamp.net/membership, and you will get access to everything we do here. And make sure to just use that poll in the chat if you've not already done so. All right, so overview of this class. We're going to recap Bootcamp ground rules if you weren't here last week. We're going to go into logline basics, and everyone's going to post either their revised loglines from last time or their brand new loglines if they have either changed their idea or they are just approaching the class now and they don't even know where to begin. Any experience level is okay. This is for anyone, whether you've written a feature before, whether you've never written a feature in your life. I think that we all generally grow up reading stuff that isn't screenplays. Not many people grow up reading screenplays, so this is not a very intuitive form of writing or form of art in general, and we all kind of need to go through the same steps of learning what really good screenwriting looks like and feels like on the page. So we should definitely all, if you've not already done so, start reading a script a week at the bare minimum. I recommend more like 3 scripts a week, and you're going to come to class ready to talk about them and ready to say, what did I learn, what did I like, what did I not like, What did I notice? What was interesting to me? Just questions like that. These are not trick questions. It's not a quiz. We're just asking that you read and be ready to talk about one brand new spec script every week. Because if you don't know what they look like the back of your hand on the page, you're going to struggle to do things like formatting when you get to writing your own scripts. So you've got to start reading. So we'll go over those ground rules. We'll go over logline basics. We'll post those loglines, and you'll get that feedback from me. So trying to get you towards that finalized logline by the end of today. We'll look a little bit at just premise and why you're choosing this story, as opposed to anything else you could write. And you don't have to have a great reason. Just because it seems really fun is a totally adequate reason for the most part. But if you have different ideas to choose from, some ideas might just be more worth pursuing within the time frame of this course than others. We'll look at high concept and execution dependent a little bit. We talked about that last week, so I probably won't go too into that. We'll look at I just said that. We'll look at just stuff that you should put in your sketchbook and the homework that will be due next week, which is essentially going to be to start getting your ducks in a row to work on these story beats, which is just a list of the things that happen in your script. By next week, you don't have to have a full set of story beats yet, but you're going to just be working up to that point and making sure to just fill out that sketchbook as much info and as much detail as you can. And then at the end of class, if you got that early feedback on the logline from me and you want to get it double checked before you move on, then we will have a few minutes at the end just to look at revised loglines. All right, that's the intentions for today. Next week, we will start on those story beats outlines. We did check-ins with people last time in the week 0 class. I want to just have a moment to allow anyone else who's just joining us maybe or who didn't speak up last week. Feel free to speak up, introduce yourself, tell us, is this your first ever script? Are you intending to be a feature writer or a TV writer? Or maybe what kind of genres are you into? Who's your favorite filmmakers? Or what kind of stuff do you want to make? Feel free to just tell us anything about yourself or your experience level or your interests if you have not yet shared with us. The floor is open. Feel free to unmute and speak out loud.
Is somebody else speaking?
Nope, just you. Go ahead.
I want to make... Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm Maria. I don't have any relevant experience on script writing. I am pursuing to be a storyboard artist for animation. Hopefully a major studio like Pixar or Sony. And I'm hoping to eventually move my way up to be a story lead. So it's basically, I do want to not necessarily be a script writer professionally, but I do want to learn more about stories and how they work, because I do value stories a lot, and
Great.
I want to make good stories of my own. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thanks for that. This is a good place just to get a strong understanding of like 3-act structure, even if you don't intend to be a professional Hollywood screenwriter necessarily. And then we have also both an animation writers group in ScriptCamp, and we have animation lab in our TuneCamp server. So there's plenty of animation stuff and plenty of people interested in that in our communities too.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I'll check them out for sure.
Thanks for sharing. Anyone else? Feel free to speak up.
Hi, I had a meeting last week, so I missed class 0. Really to catch every little bit that I can, because I want to do writing, directing. I want to be a filmmaker. That's what I'm aspiring for. So let's see. I love I've done one script, but the ones that I submitted for the log lines are something I haven't started yet. I've also been working on a novel, but I feel like my area is going to be writing, directing, as opposed to novel writing. So, yeah, that's what I want to focus on, and that's why I'm here. I love thrillers as far as novels go, and I love them as far as TV and film go, but it seems like what I'm better at is like